Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in the world. I'm Sarah Jane, your hostess for this evening, and this is Gift of Healing TV. Welcome to this week's program. This week we have Linda Lang with us, and she is going to be sharing a meditation, and I've got the wrong sheet showing it for me, Being Tree, Shamanic Journeying for Health and Healing, which I must admit I'm really looking forward to. And Linda also said, make sure you got pen and paper. But I hope you'll listen to me introducing Linda to you. And if you can find some pen and paper while we're doing this, that would be wonderful. So Linda Lang is an intuitive guide and holistic healer. Her healing sessions are a unique mixture of intuitive guidance, energy healing, and coaching. She helps us become more self-aware and supports us to step more fully into being our authentic self. Linda's training includes Reiki, Huna, hypnotherapy, body talk, emotion code, EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, in case you haven't heard of it, and more. She offers workshops and a variety of private sessions, customizing her energy work to best suit the client's needs. Linda loves shamanic journeying and has also been leading journey circles for close to 10 years. Linda, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Sarah. It is absolutely my pleasure to be here. I'm so excited to share with your listeners the power and fun of shamanic journeying. I'm really looking forward to it.
Excellent. Before we start with our journey for this evening, just share a little with us how you came to actually do the shamanic side and to work with shamanic journeying.
Absolutely. Gosh, it was probably 2004 when I went to my first journey circle. I had already trained as a hypnotherapist, and my hypnotherapist was starting a circle, and I had no idea what it was, what I was getting into. And I just went, my husband and I went, and we had such incredible experiences that first time that we went for 2.5 years every week. And it was just incredible. It's like being in a dream, and you can smell and you can taste and you can shapeshift into animals and objects. It's just a totally different way of experiencing life. And that very first night when we left the journey circle and we walked home, it was like you could feel the air, you could feel the texture of the air, and the trees had a different light around them, and the stars just shone more brightly. So for those listeners who are in the evening time, you might want to go outside and have a walk after we do our journey, and just to experience it, because your senses will be more heightened, and it's quite an experience.
Yeah, it sounds, I must admit, I know we were talking before about sort of wildlife and sort of animals and things, and I remember looking out last night, because I love looking at the stars, and just seeing how bright they were, because there was actually no moon around at the time, and it's lovely. So yeah, anything that helps to heighten the senses to our natural world is wonderful. So brilliant. So would you like to share with us just a little bit about what we're actually going to be doing this evening?
Absolutely. I'd like to give a little bit of background information about journey work as well. It's very similar to meditation, but it's a little bit different because we're typically looking to either explore an aspect of ourself or receive guidance. Typically, we have a journey guide who can give us information. If you get into a regular practice of journeying, I mean, the sky's the limit, really. You can do all kinds of things. It's not about quietening the mind. No one needs to be nervous about it. I mean, it's the place you go every night before you go to sleep. You're half awake and you're half asleep. It's like your body's asleep, but your mind is still creating pictures. You connect with your unconscious mind, and it'll bring up symbols for you. So I do always encourage people to interpret what's shown to them, because there can be some really profound messages. Sometimes it's pretty straightforward and you really understand it, and sometimes, like in a dream, it's just very symbolic. Everybody can explain or experience it a little bit differently. Some people are really visual. Some people are very kinesthetic and they'll feel emotions and sensations. Some people hear. Some people do all of them. Some people just, know. It's very much like intuition. Some people might go to sleep. And even that is okay, because your unconscious mind never sleeps and it listens and it will make shifts accordingly. I had one woman who came, she must have come to my journey circle for 5 years, and she could never remember anything. And one day I said, Mary, I'm really surprised you keep coming, because everybody else is having these really wonderful, wonderful experiences. And she said, oh no, I go home and I have the most incredible dreams. I dream the journey that night. So, just let it be. It doesn't have to look a certain way. Um, it is how it is. And I just encourage everyone to make sure their phones are turned off. They have no distractions. Um, Sometimes people get a little bit cooler when they're, I'm going to say, in the trance state. But again, I don't want people to, worry about that word trance. It's, you're almost asleep, but you're not quite. So your body can get a little cooler. You can also get a little bit more saliva at first. So you might find yourself swallowing more, but you're absolutely and totally in control. It's, you're going to have a great experience. Everyone. So specifically today, what we're going to do is we're going to go down into our heart space, and we're going to meet a tree, and we're going to step into that tree and experience the 4 elements: air, water, fire, and earth, through our perception of tree. And that's going to help us balance our energy system. It's going to help ground us. Well, you'll see what you feel like when I'd encourage you and everyone just to take kind of a second to kind of go inside, feel what you're feeling. Just have that in your awareness, so that at the end of the journey, you can compare. Sara, do you have any questions or anything that you think our listeners might need to know?
The only thing that I was going to say was you mentioned to me about pen and paper. So what was the reasoning for that? Just so that people can write notes at the end?
Absolutely. Now, typically in my journey circle, now keep in mind we've been journeying for a long time, so we have really intricate experiences. And we'll actually sit in total silence and journal for about 15 minutes. And then we share as a group, and we share because it helps us not only to fully embody our experience, but also there's often aspects that correlate between journeys. So it's really interesting to see that. And also it helps some people remember parts that they hadn't. But for tonight, it's not really possible to go around the circle and share. So I would encourage people to write down specific details that may mean something, specific symbols that they could research or think about or take with them in a dream and ask.
Yeah.
Okay?
Some people may not have come across this ask in a dream. I've come across it in respect of people saying, so you can ask the angels in your sleep. But I'm obviously, you're taking this into slightly, I say different realm, but that's not quite the word really. But obviously, it is still asking for support in a dream. Some people aren't too sure quite what that means. Do you want to expand a little for folks?
Well, I like to think of our unconscious mind as our humble servant. It's a very, very powerful um, being. Would I say that, it beats your heart and digests your food, activates your immune system. It takes care of your physical body without you having to give a thought. But it also takes direction, and it listens to everything you think and everything you say. So if you're unsure of something, you could ask it and then go to sleep or write it down in a dream journal and have the dream journal beside your bed. Me as a journeyer, I would just go take a journey and I would go to maybe an elemental kingdom or meet up with my regular journey guide. Um, I would ask my unconscious mind to take me somewhere and give me an answer, but then I would have to interpret it, right? It's you might get a very clear message, but often in dreams, they don't say turn left. They, they, they you have to kind of figure that out, right? You have to figure it out. So hopefully, it's meant to be fun, and as an experience, a first time experience, we're doing something very playful, but also something that people should be able to feel a shift at the end. So we'll just kind of leave it at that and see if anyone has any questions at the end, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's brilliant, because I know we've got sort of people that are with us. So if anybody wants to let us know that they're here, but maybe we leave that bit now until after we've done the journey, because if you're ready, unless anybody's got a question you want to ask immediately to help you with this, I think we'll just go sort of straight into the journey, and then we can have the questions and whatever afterwards.
Okay, now the only other thing I would say would be about body position. You can sit up and do it. You can lay down and do it. It's not like meditation where you have to sit and your back has to be perfectly straight. It's actually like your body. If you are relaxed enough, it'll be like your body goes to sleep. So if you are sitting, um, it's great if you can have some neck support, because if you have to be conscious of your body position, you'll be more consciously aware of being present. So I'll just leave that with people and they can make themselves as comfortable as they want to be. Okay? And because I often go into trance when I give it, I'm just going to put a little shawl on my shoulders because I might drop a body degree. I hear it's nice and warm where you are, Sara, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'm just going to take a drink of water before I start. I'll let everybody put themselves in a position they can stay at for a period of time. It's probably best not to have your legs crossed or your hands crossed because the body will get heavy. And at the very end, I'll count people back similar to hypnosis, just so that it gives them a little bit of time to get back into the present, okay? And then maybe just leave a minute or two for them to jot down a note or two, and then we can speak again, okay? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to take a drink and then we'll start. Okay, so let's just make ourselves comfortable and close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath. Just feel the breath naturally flow into your body and out of the body on the exhale. Just breathe naturally. Let yourself kind of feel calm and relaxed. And put aside any concerns or thoughts you have about your day. You can just put them off to the side because now we're going to go and play in the dream world. So as you breathe deeper and deeper, I want you to follow your breath down into your body to the level of your heart center. And just step right into your heart chakra, your heart center, into your sanctuary or your sacred garden. There'll be a place that's known to your unconscious, a place that is very peaceful and nurturing. And when you find your sacred garden, I want you to step into it. I want you to look around and notice what you see. Everything in this place is life supporting. And you will find in the midst of your garden, you'll find a tree, a special tree. You may find more than one, but there will be one today that kind of calls out to you. And I want you to walk up closer to it and really pay attention to the details that you're being shown. Notice what kind of tree it is, whether it has leaves or needles or flowers, or perhaps it's fall or winter and the tree has lost its leaves. Notice how big the tree is and how healthy it looks. And I'd like you to step up a little bit closer, close enough that you can share breath with the air that's around this tree. You might be able to feel a shift in energy as you move around it. And take your hand and touch the bark. Feel the roughness or the smoothness of the bark beneath your hand. Just really get a sense of touching it. And when you feel ready, just notice that the perimeter of the tree softens, and you can move your hand inside the tree. And as you take a step forward, your whole body steps in to the trunk of the tree. And it may take you a moment to get used to the sensation, or maybe not. And just step into that tree and notice what it feels like to be inside. Notice what the world looks like from the point of view of the tree. And now I would like you to bring your consciousness from the trunk of the tree down into the roots. I'd like you to follow the deepest taproot. Follow it down into the earth, through all the layers of soil, through the sand, around any stones or pebbles. I want you to bring it down deep, deep, deep into the earth, to the very tips of the root. You might even find that you can smell the mustiness of the earth beneath the ground. And as your awareness is at the very tip of this root, I'd like you to just try and stretch that taproot and move it around just a teeny bit. You'll notice that you are very close to an underground stream. A stream that is running with the purest, cleanest, clearest water. It's being purified by all the layers of the earth. And there it is, underground, right beside you. Perhaps you can hear the stream flowing. Perhaps you can feel the dampness around you. And I'd like you to stretch that taproot until it touches the very edge of that underground stream. And then I'd like you to drink of that pure, clear, life-giving water. Bring that water up into your roots. Take it all the way up that taproot, all the way through all the layers of the earth, up into the trunk, up through the trunk, and up into the branches, to the very, very tips of the branches, and to the very highest heights of the tree. Feel that water bring sustenance to every cell in the body of the tree. And there you are from the height of the tree. I want you to look around your space from that higher perspective. See what you see and hear what you hear. You may be a solid single tree in the midst of the garden. Or you may be in a circle of trees or in a forest. Just get a sense how it feels to be where you are. And you'll notice the sun is shining brightly upon you, brightly upon your leaves or your needles. Allow that sunlight to warm you, to bring you nurturing and sustenance through the quality of light that you can turn into chlorophyll to make you strong and healthy. Just allow the sun to shine brightly and feel how amazingly wonderful it feels to take in that fire energy from the sun. Let it nurture your whole being. And now a gentle breeze begins to blow, ever so gently, moving your boughs and your leaves or needles, just gently caressing you. It's a very light and peaceful breeze, helping you to stay flexible, even though you are strong and grounded. Just feel the gentle caress of the air kingdom through the quality of the wind. And now I'd like you to bring your awareness back into the trunk once again. And really feel that sense of alignment and strength. Just allow yourself to become aware of how it really feels to embody the tree. You might like to take a moment and just listen to see if the tree has a message for you. Or there might be something you would like to share with it. And now I would like you to just finish up with the tree. If there's anything else you'd like to say or that it needs to say to you. And when that feels complete, I'd like you to step out of the tree once again. You might like to take your hand and caress one of the leaves or boughs and thank the tree for allowing you to spend time with it today. Thank it for all the gifts and awarenesses that it has brought you. And as you start to move away from the tree, just take a look back and notice how it looks now. Perhaps it looks a little bit different than when you started the journey. Perhaps it equally enjoyed sharing time and space with you. And now, as you carry on through the garden, I'd like you to come past the gatekeeper, the gardener who looks after this area and who cares for this tree. He may smile, or she may smile, or it may smile at you, or wink, or in some way let you know that you are welcome to come back here at any time. And now I want you to notice the sense of balance that being with your tree has given you. Notice if you feel more vibrant or healthier. Just remember your gratitude as we come back out of the heart space and into our normal waking state. As I count back from 5 to 1. 5, remembering everything that happened here. 4, feeling that sense of balance and peace. 3, coming back into the room now. 2, back into your body as your mind and body return back to normal. And one, take a deep breath, open your eyes, and just quickly jot down any details that you really like to remember.
That was lovely. And I hope people will do as you ask them, jotting notes down. I knew almost from the outset that it was going to be an oak tree, even when we were talking at the beginning. And it was just that for me, an ancient oak. An oak with so much character and so much wisdom. And when you sort of said about getting closer to the tree, and it was just a matter of going to touch it, but my hand immediately went into it, and it almost as if it took its branches and encompassed me rather than me having to step into it. It drew me in, and so it was an amazing experience. And really, I was just very lucky. It was the wisdom that the tree holds. It was saying, I hold that wisdom, and I think that actually goes for everybody. It wasn't, I didn't feel it was just a message for me. I think it was a message for everybody, that we all hold the wisdom within ourselves, and the wisdom comes to us when we require it. So it's not a matter of having to have it all at the one point in time. It's just trust, and you will have that wisdom. Listen to your intuition. Know that you will know when you need it.
What a beautiful journey, Sara, just beautiful. So I encourage you also to check into the symbolism for oak. They are very wise trees, and they live a long time. And if my memory serves me correct, they also talk of abundance and having needs met. But I encourage everyone to check out the symbology of their tree. Tree can often represent the unconscious, conscious, and higher self. The unconscious being the roots, the trunk being the conscious self, and the umbrella of the tree, the higher self, can also be the body, mind, and spirit. So if anyone noticed that their tree was a little scraggly or not very healthy, or stunted growth, anything like that, spend some time with your tree. I'm sure I've yet to meet a person whose tree didn't seem healthier and more vibrant after they spent time in there. Did you notice that, Sara, that when you stepped out and looked back, it was like really vibrant?
I think really it was, you just get a better sense of the tree. To me, it was just so wonderful that what I was seeing was an oak, when that's really what I was expecting anyway. I've got oak trees in the garden, nothing like the age of this one. This one was hundreds of years old. Its branches, its boughs it was such a wonderful, almost distorted shape. It was just got so much character. And I suppose, to me, I was seeing it eyes wide open anyway. And that's what I felt, because I do have a love of outdoors, nature, of trees. I've done things where it's, let's go and hug a tree. I don't have any issues with doing things like that. I love wood. I really do. I've got the most amazing piece down in my lounge, which is sort of a piece of a trunk that's had little tables put on it, and I've got that as my corner because of the connection with the mythical realm, with things on it. So sort of angels and fairies and other beings, little ornaments, and it's my connection to nature. I feel I'm totally connected to nature, and nature's connected to me. So, and please folks, do share your experience. Do type in, you can sort of type in and share, and we'd love to hear from you. Or if you've got a question for Linda, please do ask.
Absolutely.
We're happy to answer. So
And
yeah.
so I'd also like to tell people that, if they do the journey again, they might get a different tree. It really depends on what's going on in your life, because it's a symbol, right? It's a symbol from your unconscious mind. So I remember the first time I took this journey and I stepped into the tree, and my sight changed from being clear to being kind of, what? Imagine like Vaseline across your eyes, that everything was like that because trees don't have eyes. So it was a really fascinating experience for me the first time I had it. This is one of my favorite introductory journeys. I give it a lot to people who don't um, have any experience journeying, because it's such a peaceful journey. It helps you to feel grounded and more aligned, more balanced. It's just, it's something that if people were inclined to do on a regular basis, that it would shift things for them in their energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that goes with journeying, with meditations. It isn't a matter of just do it once. I mean, I know that the area I got taken to was my healing pool. And it's a sort of a mountainous area. There's the pool there. There's so much there. There's always wildlife there. And I had never been aware of that particular tree. I mean, the place, the whole thing is just trees. It's right out in the middle of a wilderness. So, but if you like, it was almost an English oak, sort of wherever this wilderness is. But we've got a note up from Jay. Thank you both. Very serene, peaceful journey. Looking forward to dream journey.
Very good, very good. And definitely, if you can stick your head outside and just be in nature for a few minutes, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Brilliant. And if anybody else would like to share, I think you join us sort of most weeks, Jay. I've seen your name up before, so it's great to have you with us here this evening. Thank you for sharing. It's much appreciated. Linda, have you got any sort of suggestions that you could sort of make to people that sort of maybe want to sort of take this a step further if it's their first sort of journey into journeying?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, the very first thing I would recommend people do, if they enjoy this type of a meditation, this type of a journey, if they like to go to my website, which is thoughtchange.com. If you subscribe to it, you receive two audios. One is a shortened version of this journey. It's about maybe 12 minutes. So it's something that you could easily do a couple times a week, maybe even daily, depending on what called you. But it would be a great way to continue. I would look for Wow, I love in-person journeying, really. So I hold my journey. If anybody's in Ottawa, Canada, come on over. And I don't know if anybody does it online, but certainly someone could, if there was enough interest, drop me a note. Perhaps that would be something I would look at in the future, or look in your area. Um, you might be able to find a book that has scripts that you could meet a journey guide, and then explore different aspects of your own being. It's really practice, and once you fall in love with journeying, you're hooked. I'm an addict. What can I say? Yeah, I go there all the time. It's such a profound way, and it creates this relationship with your unconscious mind, so that change can take place easier. You can change something in your secret garden, which will change something in your outer life. that it really is like magic.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much. We're obviously at the end of the program, and I know everybody's obviously being shy, but do think about looking at Linda's website, and if you would prefer to connect with her direct, I'm sure she would be happy to do that. The website address will be in the replay email going out this week, and it'll be under the YouTube video. So if you're watching this via YouTube, you will find I'll put that in place tomorrow morning, because it's 8:15 in the evening here in the UK now. So I will do that tomorrow morning. So do check out under the YouTube video for Linda's website address. And I hope that you've enjoyed that. Linda, thank you so very much for joining us this week. It's been a great pleasure having you with us, and I've really enjoyed the experience myself. Kathleen says, "Dear Linda, your shamanic journeys are always amazing. I loved being one with the tree. Love and blessings to you and Sarah Jane. In gratitude, Kathleen, in SD, wherever SD is."
Dakota? I don't know. Thank you, Kathleen. It's such a joy to give journeys and actually have a tangible experience of how people change in front of you. It's amazing. So I hope that everyone that enjoyed it looks at journeying as a way to augment their spiritual growth and healing.
Well, yeah, and people. The whole idea of these programs is to give people the chance to experience things, so that if they then want to go on and investigate them further, it's just that stepping stone in. So that's why I do it, and that's why I invite guests like yourself on. So,
well, thank you, Sarah. It was absolutely a pleasure being here, and I'm all zenned out now too. I'm all peaceful and balanced because I was in my tree too. So it was just a real gift for me to be able to share. So thank you.
brilliant, thank you. And she says SD is San Diego. So
oh, very good. Thank you
right.
for joining
Well,
us.
folks, next week, and if you're watching this live, you're watching the YouTube video, you can come back to it any time. It'll be on the Gift of Healing TV website. It's on YouTube, so come back to it, watch it again. That's the joy of these. They're always available for you. Right, next week we have with us a lady called Joanne Rotermund, and Joanne's going to be sharing with us the awesome healing power of forgiveness. Joanne and I met actually in I think it was Yosemite we first met at. It was a messenger summit, or the first messenger summit I went to was in San Diego. And sort of Joanne and I have stayed in touch, and with a couple of friends that we also met out there, David and Tommy, who run the Life Matters TV. So do check out Life Matters TV with the guys as well, David McLeod and Tommy Stoffel, because both of us were on their program last week because it was their anniversary. So I'm looking forward to having Joanne with me next week. So have a wonderful week, folks. Enjoy. And if you've got the weather we've been having here, it's been absolutely glorious here in this Bournemouth in the UK this past week, and really hot today, more like a summer's day. But thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it live, replay, whatever you're watching. And again, a huge thank you to Linda for joining us this evening. And I hope that you will all have a great week. Love, peace, and light to you all. Namaste.
Bye.